Hello, welcome. I hope you're having a great day. My name is Charlotte if you're new here, and I'm currently taking the mastery program by the Milan Art Institute. So today we'll be reviewing the second month of Section 1. Section 1 is all about realism and old masters techniques, classical mediums such as oil painting and charcoal drawing, and it's just been really amazing. I cannot wait to show you all of the things that I've been creating these past few weeks and just to chat a little bit more about the program, because I don't think I could say enough good things about it. I honestly cannot believe all of the things that I've created over the past few weeks and how much I'm learning in such a short amount of time. So if you're on the fence about taking this program, it is 100% worth it. So please, yeah, definitely highly recommend. I guess we'll get into reviewing it because I don't know what else to say. Here's all the work that I did in the past few weeks. Actually, I take it back. It's not all of it. I have a few things that are missing. There's a little painting from week 9 that I gave to a friend, but I'll insert a little clip of it so you can still see it. And week 8. Alright, so this is week 6's painting. I know that last video, or I guess the last review video, was of week 1 to 4, but week 5 was a break, so 6 is actually the next one, and that is this one. The process of this one really was probably my favorite. I just really enjoyed creating it. This was the first time that we could use just a graphite pencil on canvas, which was really nice. With all the previous ones, we had to basically do an underpainting or, yeah, create a little drawing in paint, really. And it was just very nice to be able to put something on paper or on canvas before. I also loved that we used all sorts of drippy paint. It made the process really fun. I think I went a little bit overboard with it, as you may notice in the video. It also didn't dry as vibrant as it looked after I had just applied it, but that's alright. It's all a learning curve, I guess. The thing that I found most challenging with this painting was that it had such a long, ugly stage, and I think that is actually one of my biggest challenges that I'm facing, that I find the ugly stage is just so unappealing, and I don't think anyone really loves to work on an ugly painting. I have worked through it on all of them, luckily, so this one turned out, I think, really well. I really love all of the brush strokes, and I used a couple of interesting colors. I probably could have used a little bit more. I think Ellie or Demetra, whoever was showing the video, used a lot more colors, and I didn't quite do that, or at least not in the wolf. I did on the background. And then we used a paste and a palette knife at the end to create kind of the texture on the outside, which I'm not too happy with that, but that's alright. I really enjoyed creating this little painting. And then also in week 6 was this charcoal drawing. We had to do a drawing of a statue, and I enjoyed it. It was relatively quick compared to some of the others that I've done, and yeah, really liked it. Then for week 7, we did a city painting, and I was so excited to start this one, but I ended up getting super overwhelmed, and it actually took me until just a few weeks ago to finish it. I'm currently in week, I think 12, and this painting is from week 7, but I did finish it. I allowed myself one more sitting. I think I did like 7 sittings on it, which you're not supposed to do. We were supposed to have about 3. I just couldn't get it to the point where I was happy with it, and I'm still not really happy with it, but you know, it is what it is. This whole week was kind of challenging. We had to do a perspective drawing and a crowd. I would love to have a do-over with this one. At the time, I didn't have a ruler or a straight edge tool, and so making straight lines was very challenging, which makes the buildings, I mean, they're a little bit wonky, which is totally my bad, and I should have just gone to the hardware store before, but I do have one now, and so if I have some spare time, I'd love to try that again. And the crowd painting, or charcoal drawing, I'm sorry. It was nice. It was a very interesting one. I did enjoy doing it. It was challenging for sure, and a little bit stressful, I would say. But the result is pretty, I don't know, let's go with the word interesting. I just had to really stop myself from sitting there and spending half an hour on each of the faces. It is meant to look a little bit wonky, and it was a very interesting process to go through with adding like a dark ground and subtracting the lights, adding the darks. So I'll insert a video of me creating this if I have one. The week after that was by far the most challenging one. It was portraits and gestures from life. So I did this oil painting of my friend Hannah. We had 80 minutes, which meant 4 sittings of 20 minutes each. And you need to find a model that is willing to sit there for you and have themselves painted or drawn. And I think one of the reasons why this week was so challenging for me is because I had an audience and I didn't want to disappoint them. I also had a time limit, which I find to be very challenging. I would have loved to really paint her and sit there for hours and make it perfect and make it actually look like her. You have to find someone to, you know, sit for you, and that was a bit of a challenge. Not in this, I mean, my friends and family are lovely and I'm sure they would all love to sit for me. I find it difficult to ask them because it sounds very romantic for someone to draw or paint you, but the reality is you have to sit really still for a really long time and it is very boring. So that same week we also did a gesture in oil from life, and I asked my friend Jess to sit for me, also 80 minutes, and that might actually be the ugliest painting I have ever created. So it's also not here. I would love to have a do-over and try again. Week 7 and 8 were just very hard for me. I still enjoyed them, but it definitely came paired with a lot of anxiety and pressure and worry. Hey, so I'm editing the video right now, and after listening to my voice over and over and over again, I feel like I was being really hard on myself. Week 8 was very challenging for me, you know, having people in the studio and having an audience and having them look at what I was doing, having a time limit, having a limited palette of only 3 colors, and I didn't do as good as I had hoped, and that is all right. I really need to learn that not everything has to be perfect, and it is all right to fail, and you know, I learned something new with every painting. And I also just wanted to say thank you to my friends and family who were there for a good laugh and who were reassuring me during all of this. I did the portrait with my friend Hannah, which you saw, and then I did a gesture of my friend Jess, which also was 80 minutes in oil, and I really very much dislike that painting. And then I did a charcoal of my husband Jeff, also 80 minutes. Did that while he was working, and yeah, you know, they're not perfect, and that's all right. I learned a lot, and that's the most important thing. So if you're sitting here beating yourself up, I guess I'm here to tell you that it is okay to not have everything be perfect all the time, and it is okay to create something that you don't think is beautiful. These are just exercises. You'll probably create a million ugly paintings in your lifetime, and that is totally fine. So yeah, just a little reminder. And then in week 9, I did this graphite drawing. We were doing small scale realism, both in paint and in graphite. So this is my graphite. I actually gave the little oil painting to my friend Jess that I was talking about earlier, and it might be one of my favorite paintings that I've done. It's really small, I think 8 by 10 or 9 by 12 maybe. These ones are all 16 by 20, and those big drawings or charcoal drawings are 18 by 24 if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, these are a lot smaller, but I really enjoyed it. I love realism, and I love bending over my drawing or painting and filling in all of the little details. I find it very relaxing, and I really love doing that, so I'm hoping to do a little bit more of that. I'm actually recreating the painting, the little fish painting that you're probably seeing a clip of right now, for my husband because it was his favorite as well, and since I gave it away, I'll be making another one, so maybe I'll show it in the next review video when it's done. But yeah, I mean, that is what I did this month, and I just learned so much. I can hardly believe that I'm creating all of these things. That being said, you know, this month was a lot more challenging for me than the first month. I definitely struggled, and I've found certain, you know, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself, and it just made painting or making something that I was happy with much more challenging, even though these are just assignments and we're meant to learn from them. They don't have to be perfect, but that is a difficult thing to learn for me, I guess. I did really enjoy it. It was really, really great to create all of these pieces. So that was all that I did this month in the Milan Art Institute Mastery Program, and I just learned so much. At the same time, I'm also really excited to, you know, move on to the next step, which is mixed media. I mean, technically, I'm in week 12 currently, so you will see one more month of oil painting and charcoal drawing, but me, like real time me, is almost ready to start the next section of the program, and yeah, I couldn't be more excited. I think one of the reasons why the little city painting was so hard for me was because Ellie said that we could basically just leave some details out and, you know, make it a little bit easier on ourselves, and I couldn't comprehend how to do that or which details to leave out. I remember studying history at some point as a child, and I had such a hard time with deciding what was important and what wasn't, and I kind of felt that anxiety coming back where I couldn't leave parts out that maybe were not as important. I wanted to put in all of the little details, and I think I ended up working like 12 to 14 hours on that painting, which I think it only should have been like 5 or 6 maybe. So yeah, it was challenging, but I'm happy I did it. Overall, I'm just really happy and really proud of myself for, you know, sticking with the program and the pace and doing all of these paintings and drawings, and yeah, I'm just having a really good time despite the, you know, little pieces of anxiety, and yeah, despite all of the hard stuff. I'm sure you'll run into certain assignments that will be easier for you or more fun for you than others, and that's totally okay. You'll learn something from all of them, I'm sure, and I just have really been enjoying this. So if you are thinking of joining the Milan Art Institute Mastery Program as well, the registration is currently closed, or at least, you know, check the date on this video, whatever date you're watching this. Currently, as it's being uploaded, it is closed, and I think it will reopen in about 2 or 3 months. So if you're looking to sign up, go to their website and check out, you know, what the next sign up date is. There will be a link down below that you can use to get a free course if you're signing up. That link will only be active when the master program registration is open, and so that is when you can click it if you want. They have a bunch of really great courses. I at the time also used a code from another artist and got a free course that you get to keep forever, so I thought that was really cool. And oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention, in case you've only ever found my channel on the Master Program, there actually are 2 more people who are doing these types of videos that you might really enjoy. One is Julie Selena. She is ahead of me in the program, and she creates monthly review videos kind of like this. And then there is, I think her name is Nadine. She is really great. She's actually just starting, so I will see if I can link their channels below so you can check them out. I'm sure you'll enjoy their content just as much as I do. And yeah, I just wanted to thank you for watching, and thank you for being here. Thank you for going on this journey with me. I've really been enjoying creating all of these weekly videos on all of the progress that I'm making and the paintings that I'm painting, and it's really been fun to see people interact with the content as well. I started this thinking that I just wanted to have this content for myself for a few years to look back on, for my friends and family to see, since I'm in the US and they're all back in the Netherlands, and so I didn't think that there would actually be other people watching it, but I have had so much fun communicating with other students at the Milan Art Institute or people who are thinking of joining. So yeah, I'm just really grateful and very happy, and really love where all of this is taking me. So that being said, I am working really hard on getting my studio ready, and so in the next few weeks, hopefully the last few furniture pieces will come in and I can finally film, because I've had a few questions about my studio and how I organize my art supplies and all of that stuff. So I will post that as soon as I'm ready, and yeah, just wanted to say thank you for being here, and thank you for following along on my journey. If you would like to see more videos, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. Bye.